Hello, this is Kurt, ON7OFF. And what you see on the screen here is the current layout that I have with Thetis. And because of a lot of requests that I get from people asking me how they can get this kind of layout, I'm going to share today not only my layout, but also my audio profiles. The ones that I use for single sideband and AM, and the one I'm using also for Foxtrot mic for FM. So in this video, I am going to share my database, but also I will explain you how you can configure your Thetis software so it's compatible with this database, and also a few features that are in this layout. So stay with me and hopefully you will find it very interesting. So without further ado, let's just jump into it, and let me first start with the minimum requirements so you can use this layout. You need to have at least a pixel resolution on your screen of your computer of 1920 times 1028. So that's the minimum of screen layout, because we will run this layout in a screen resolution of 1600 by 900. So you can eventually change the screen resolution. Let me just go to my computer that has nothing installed except Thetis, and it's a version of the Thetis, so there's nothing that has been done with this one. So you can change the resolution easily by just going over here and click on 16/9, 1600 times 900. That's the minimum resolution you need to have, because the entire layout is built around this resolution. So in the description, you will find 3 links. The first link will be the database itself. The second link will be the link to the latest version for this database, version 2.10.3.8 beta version number 2. So this database is made for this version. I cannot guarantee you that it will be compatible with future versions or with older versions, but preferably just download this version. And the third link will be a link to the microphone, the F-Deuce SL40, which I totally recommend for this radio. This is an USB microphone, and this microphone is optimized and is perfect with the Hermes Lite. It contains also a audio interface which is not prone to RFI. I've tested this microphone thoroughly and I've never had any issues of RFI feedback in this microphone. So this is my recommendations, and the entire audio profiles that you will find in this database is also made for this particular microphone. So once you have downloaded the database from the description links, you go to Setup and you go to the database manager. And here, this is the database list. Let me just quickly explain you how it works. So in this window, you can control everything. You can import databases, you can backup databases, and one thing that I commend you to do is make a backup of your current database. Let me just remove my video. I don't think you need to see me. Here, I click on your current database, and then I will probably make a duplicate or make a backup. Okay, so these are the 2 buttons to make a backup. Also, you can see when you just go to the right side with this slider where the folder in which the database is located. So Thetis will generate a random name number scheme. I don't know how it works, but it's going to create a folder and it will put the database right there. So if you make a backup, it will create a new folder with a new name, and this is where you can locate the database. Another option would be just going to that folder here where you have user, in my case, so it's going to be the application data, roaming, OpenSDR, Thetis64DB. And you can take that folder and eventually make a backup manually. That's also a possibility. So the next thing you need to do is import the database that I'm sharing here. And this is how you do it. You just click on import into the available list. And in my case, I downloaded and it's in the downloads folder. And when I click it and click on open, it's going to ask me to give the name of the file. So in this case, it's very easy. For you, it's going to be the same. It's on 7 off. So of course you need to have the name of the file. It's just a security, so you cannot do anything wrong. It's just asking you the name of the file. Click on OK. If you gave it another name, you will have to give that other name. Then you have to highlight it and you have to enable it. And when you click on this icon here to enable the one that is right here, it will tell you that it will start Thetis. It will start it up again, and it will load this database with the entire settings that I'm sharing with you. There's a few modifications and configuration that we will need to do, and the first time it will start up, it might be a little bit slow. But this is how it looks like. And as I told you before, this database here is made specifically for a layout of 1600 by 900. So click on here at the bottom, go to 16/9 and click on 16 by 900. So you have the entire view and you have the right size. You can take multiple ones that are bigger than this. So if you have a high resolution screen, you can take a bigger one. It will reposition the different things together, but the layout might start to become a little bit crappy. So for that reason, as I told you, I am just using most of the time 1600 by 900, and I think that's okay. Layout has changed completely. The next thing we need to do is first of all go to setup, okay, and go to general and then options, and you need to fill in your call sign right here. So in my case it's on 7 off. Okay, the next thing you need to do is go to okay, and you will have now to change the layout again because the skin is not correct. So let me just try to reposition it. It's a little bit of burden to do that, but let me do it. So I'll go to setup again, and I'm going to zoom a little bit, appearance, and from there I will go to skin servers. I will select from the drop down skin server menu here Whiskey 1 Alpha Echo X-ray, click on refresh, and here I will select the one that I prefer is World Blue and click on the download folder. Now when you do that, it's going to automatically import this layout, and you will also see that the screen has completely changed, but also the map is not displaying anything anymore of the gray line zone. So to resolve that issue, you click on spotting, and while we are at it, I'm going to ask you also to add your call sign right here, and also put your longitude and latitude right here because it's required, and then check if you want to have North American spots only or European spots only or whatever. And if it's not working, be sure that track on is turned on. Okay, so this should now display correctly, and if I zoom out there, you will have complete nice overview of the layout that I have. The next thing you will need to do is go back to setup, or even easier, right click the VAC. It will bring up the virtual audio control, and here you need to select your microphone, input microphone. Now this is residing on a computer that doesn't have the FDUs, but here you will need to modify it correctly to the microphone that you're using for your Thetis, of course. So another thing I also recommend you to do is to change the audio input for your microphone. Now, the audio input, you can do it from audio. So if you go to audio, you can change the audio input here. But even if you save these new settings, and I will explain you in a second how you should adjust it, but if you save it, it won't work. So you need to do a little job here. These here are all TRX boxes. And what you can do is just simply click on the Shift key and go from your mouse outside of the box to the box itself, and you will see that the status bar or the window is going to appear with a window bar, and this will be giving you the possibility to drag it around. And behind that screen here, you have the microphone setup here, which is at 16 dB, so you will have to do some adjustment. So if I go into TX mode now with the microphone connected, let me just connect first, of course, to my Hermes Lite. And if I push the PTT key, you will see that there is a new menu appearing right here, and you can see that my audio is only hitting minus 10%. So I'm going to put this one a little bit higher to, let's say, 22, 23, 12, 12, audio. And when you increase the microphone level, you see the microphone level going up and down. So there you go. So this is where you need to adjust it. Once you have adjusted it for your, let me just mute it. Once you have adjusted it for your voice and your setup, I recommend you just to go out from outside this window, push down the Shift key again until you have the possibility to move the window around and reposition it where it was before. So there you go. I will explain you this window in a second, what this means and what it can do. Go to here and click once to get rid of the errors. Now, in my case, my computer is very slow and I'm just on the Wi-Fi, so I have dropped frames here, so I'm not going to pay too much of an attention. Okay, let me just disable this screen here and go back to my original layout here on my computer locally. So let me disconnect from my Hermes Lite with the second Thetis and go back to my own Thetis there. So let me explain you what you can do. As you can see on this one here, let me just remove my face. As you can see, we also have the possibility to change the rotor, but unfortunately it's very hard to implement it and make it compatible with everybody in one go. So unfortunately you won't be able to see this in this profile that I'm sharing with you, because I am using PST rotator to control this little box here with the rotor, and I am not able to share it with you because it's too focused on my setup here. Let me just rephrase it that way. So what do you have in this layout? You can easily change band by going here and click here, and you can change the mode here. You can change the band here just by clicking on the band. Okay. You can also change the receive bandwidth right here. So I got it at 5K. And you can also lock it here. You can also make the secondary VFO follow the first VFO by clicking this little icon here. And you can also do a quick split, so split frequency easily. And you can also just change frequency. If I position my mouse with my database here and I go up and down with the roller of my mouse, I can easily go up and down 500 Hertz. So in steps of 500 Hertz. You can change these steps if you want to by right-clicking anywhere on the frequency, and then you will see that it's 500 Hertz right now. So it will bring up a pop-up menu and you can change it from there. Okay. Another thing that is an important feature is that you can easily reposition the bandwidth filter right into the middle again by right-clicking on the C-tune. So if you right-click, it will centralize your bandwidth filter on the scope right in the middle. Also, you can change everything over here for the VFOB as well. Another thing that is interesting with this layout is the convenience of changing bandwidth in receive and transmit. So this is a zoom actually on the band pass filter. You can easily drag it and it will snap to different values of bandwidth in receive. So if I'm going to a standard 2.8 kilohertz bandwidth, it's just a matter of dragging it up and down. Okay, so this is very, very convenient. If you want to change your TX bandwidth, let me just, I don't have VAC enabled, so if I just PTT now, the same story happens here. You will be able to change and adjust your bandwidth for TX as well in this little window here. Very convenient, isn't it? Let me just switch back to the other computer for a second. There you go. So if I go, let me just show you. So if you click on the right side of your mouse with VAC, it will bring up this menu, and here you can select your microphone. On this computer, there is no microphone attached to it. It's just the standard laptop microphone input and speaker output. Also, if you want, you can go to setup again, and you can easily save the new settings by going to transmit and click on save. And if something is modified, like for example, let me say if I modify something like the audio input, you will see there is like a pop-up coming here, and it just makes you a notice that something has changed, and these are the values that have been changed but not saved. So if you go to transmit and then you save it, it will save these new settings, and this yellow box here will disappear. The audio settings are optimized for the FDUCE microphone, and I have two different audio profiles. So if you go to setup and to transmit, you will find two audio profiles. One for single sideband and alpha mic, AM, and one for Foxtrot mic. Believe me, I've spent hours and hours optimize my audio settings for the FDUCE microphone in either way, the FM and single sideband AM. So if you modify it, just let me know if you find better settings. Let us share our settings and let's make our audio quality as good as possible. And if you are a little bit good in audio configurations, let me know what modifications you've done so I can also modify my shared database and give you even better settings that are maybe going to be better than my audio settings. I'm not telling that my audio settings are good, but I get so many positive comments on my audio settings of my Hermes Lite that I think I'm okay. I'm doing great. So I'm not going to tell the opposite because the response is there from the people on the air. Okay, that's it. I tried to keep it as short as possible. I'm not giving any support, guys, so please, if you have any questions, post your questions in the comments section, but wait for other people to reply. I have a busy schedule, so I'm having a little bit trouble of keeping up with emails that I get from people asking me all kinds of stuff, but it's impossible for me to do any support, personalized support, because there are thousands of people using the Hermes Lite these days. So I hope this has been useful. Leave a thumbs up for me. I would greatly appreciate. Also share this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm really surprised on the number of people that are subscribing to the channel. I never expected this to be so successful, and having 400 subscribers already. Thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate also your support of being a viewer. And if you have any questions or suggestions for new videos, let me know. I would greatly appreciate. And also your input is very valuable for me if you have any modifications done to this particular initial, I would say, layout database that I'm sharing with you. 73's peace And I'm QRT here, ON7OFF, signing off.